Today we will be studying about methods of studying the association between two attributes. Now under that we will check the Yule's coefficient of association, criteria of independence and coefficient of colligation. So before moving on to studying the association between two attributes, let us find out or let us have a look at the consistency of a data. So in order to find out whether the given data are consistent or not, we have to apply a very simple test. The test is to find out whether any one or more of the ultimate class frequencies is negative or not. If none of the class frequency is negative, we can safely calculate that the given data are consistent, that is, the frequency does not conflict in any way with each other. On the other hand, if any of the ultimate class frequencies comes out to be negative, the given data are inconsistent. Thus, the necessary and sufficient condition for the consistency of a set of independent class frequency is that no ultimate class frequency is negative. Now let's have a look at a problem regarding the consistency of a data and check whether the given data set is consistent or not. From the following two cases, find out whether the data are consistent or not. Case 1, where A is equal to 100, B equal to 150, AB equal to 60, N is equal to 500. Case 2, where A is equal to 100, B equal to 150, AB equal to 140 and N is equal to 500. Solution. Now we all know that from the question, case 1, the values of A, B, AB and N. So we will form a table. So this is the table that we have formed, and I hope you all remember how we got this table. Right, we have two attributes over here, A and B, and thus we got this table. Now I'm going to substitute all the values which are known to me inside the table. So already I have substituted the values and calculated the missing values. So in this case we have some missing ultimate frequencies, which are alpha beta, A beta and alpha B. So these were the missing ultimate frequencies, and with the help of the given data in case 1, I will find out the values of these frequencies. Right, so I hope we have done this in the last class, and a similar kind of problem. And okay, now let's find out what is A beta. So the formula for A beta is, if you remember, it is A minus AB. We have A over here and AB is given in the question. So our answer is 40. Alpha B is equal to B minus AB, 150 minus 60, which is equal to 90. Alpha beta is equal to alpha minus alpha B, which is equal to 400 minus 90, that is 310. Now since we got the three values, we can fill this up. I have already filled it up. And now we can see that there are no negative values for the ultimate class frequencies. What we got is 60, which is already given in the question. Alpha B is 90, A beta is 40, and 310 is your alpha beta, which is positive. All these numbers are positive. Since all the ultimate frequencies are positive, we conclude that this data set, the case 1, the data set in the case 1 is consistent. Now let's have a look at the case 2. So similarly, I have the values of case 2 from the question. Then I'm going to form a table. Now let's see. Yes, I have formed the table as earlier, and I found out the missing values as A beta, alpha B and alpha beta, and the values I got for A beta is minus 40 by applying this formula. Alpha B is 10 and alpha beta is 390, and I have substituted all the values over here in the table, which I have done earlier. But here you can see that A beta, the value for A beta is minus 40, which is negative. So one of the ultimate class frequency, that is A beta, is negative, and hence this data, that is the data in the case 2, is inconsistent. So that is the problem. Now let's move on to the method of studying association. Now there are two main methods that comes under this method of studying the association. You can use Yule's coefficient of association or coefficient of colligation. And before that, you should also know what is the criteria for independence. So these are the two methods, and this is the criteria for independence which you should be thorough with. So let's first move on to Yule's coefficient of association. Now, this is the most important and most popular method of studying the association. This is important and it is most popular because here we are not only determining the nature of the association, that is whether the attributes are positively associated, negatively associated, or independent, but also the degree or extent to which the two attributes are associated. So that is why Yule's coefficient of association is the most important method. Now, the Yule's coefficient is usually denoted by the letter Q, and it is applied and it is obtained by applying the formula Q is equal to AB into alpha beta minus A beta alpha B, the whole divided by AB alpha beta plus A beta into alpha beta. So this is the formula for the Yule's coefficient. Please note that here you will be encountering with a lot of A, B and alpha, or also beta. So please make sure that you do not make a mistake while you write the formula. The numerator is a negative. There are two terms and it is there is a negative sign over here, and the denominator also has two terms and you have a positive sign in between. So please make sure that you do not confuse with this formula of Yule's coefficient of association. Now, there are certain interpretations from the formula, or after doing a problem, you get some interpretations, or you can make some inferences from the problem by using this particular Q, or the Yule's coefficient. Now, the value of this coefficient lies between plus and minus 1. Now, if Q is equal to 1, there is a perfect positive association between the attributes. If Q is equal to if Q is equal to plus 1, there is a perfect positive association between the attributes. If Q is equal to minus 1, there is a perfect negative association between the attributes. And when Q is equal to 0, then the two attributes are independent. Therefore, the coefficient of association can be used to compare the intensity of association between two attributes with the intensity of association between two other attributes. Now we will move on to a problem. Now the problem is investigate the association between the color of the husband, the eye color of the husband and that of the wife from the data given below. Okay, so I have forgot to write the eye color. It is eye color, it's not the color. Okay, I'm sorry. Now, the husbands with light eyes. So your problem, the question is not over. Now you are asked to investigate the association between the eye color of the husband and that of the wife from the data given below. Now, the husbands with light eyes and wives with light eyes. Light eyes means light eye color is equal to 309. Husbands with light eyes and wives with non-light eyes is 214. Husbands with non-light eyes and wives with light eyes is 132. Husbands with non-light eyes and wives with non-light eyes, both light eyes, are 119. Okay, so this is the data that is given to you, and you were asked to investigate the association between the eye color of the husband and that of the wife. So let's move on to the solution. Since we have to find the association between the eye color of husband and that of the wife, one attribute we would take it as A and the another one as B. So let A denote the husbands with light eyes, and let alpha denotes the husbands with non-light eyes. Let B denote the wives with light eyes and beta denote the wives with non-light eyes. So the given data, we can write the given data in the term of the symbols that we have studied earlier, in terms of the notations that we have studied earlier, and we get AB is equal to 309. So what is AB? Yes, A denotes the husbands that have, yes, light eyes, and B denotes the wives that have light eyes. So from the question, AB is equal to 309. Now, so what is A beta? The husbands that have light eyes and the wives that have non-light eyes. So that is also given from your, that is also in your question, and you can write it as 214. Then similarly you get alpha B and alpha beta as 132 and 119. Okay, now next you are asked to find out the association, right? So by applying the Yule's method, you know the formula for Yule's method. What is it? Q is equal to this big formula. Now you have all the things that you need to substitute over here in this formula, and then you will get, finally, after substituting and proper calculation, you will get the answer as 0.131. Okay, now what is 0.131? Yeah, it is a positive number. Is it perfectly positive? No, I won't say that it is perfectly positive, because if it is perfectly positive, it should be at least somewhere near to 1, or it should be plus 1, a positive 1. Now, so there, from this you can, so this is somewhat nearer to 0, and you can conclude that there is only a very little association between the eye color of husband and wife. Okay, so that is how you find the association between two attributes by applying the Yule's method. Now, let's move on to another result, that is the criteria for independence. Now, the following are the criteria to ascertain whether attributes A and B are independent. And A and B are independent if AB divided by B is equal to A beta divided by beta. So you would think, if this is satisfied, then A and B are independent. Yes, but there are also several other equations which helps us to understand whether A and B are independent. So we can look into that. The other equation is alpha B divided by B is equal to alpha beta divided by beta. AB divided by A is equal to alpha beta by alpha. AB by B is equal to A by N. AB by A is equal to B by N. AB is equal to A multiplied by B divided by N. AB by N is equal to A by N star B by N. AB divided by alpha beta is equal to A beta divided by alpha B. AB divided by A beta is equal to alpha B divided by alpha beta. So any of these formulas or any of these equation is satisfied, that is enough for us to tell that A and B are independent. So just keep these formulas in mind so that it might help you in solving the problems. Now, coefficient of colligation. Now, Yule has computed another coefficient called coefficient of colligation. So, Yule is a person, Yule have also given us another method of finding out the association, which is closely related to the first one, that is the Yule's method, or the first formula that you have studied. Now, let's have a look how it looks like, the formula. Now, it is denoted by the Greek letter gamma, and it is obtained, and the coefficient of colligation is obtained by applying the formula gamma is equal to 1 minus root of, okay, root of A beta into alpha b, the whole divided by AB alpha beta, the whole divided by 1 plus root of this whole term is inside the root. Similarly, in the numerator also, this whole term is inside the root. Okay, so A beta into alpha b divided by AB into alpha beta. So this is the coefficient of colligation, and from this coefficient of colligation we can also obtain your Yule's coefficient of association. Now if you do some mathematical researches or adjustments over here, you can easily relate your Q and gamma. So I'm not going to give you any theorem or proof regarding that, but I would just like to give you the relationship like this. Q is equal to 2 times your gamma, that is coefficient of colligation, divided by 1 plus gamma the whole square. Okay, so this is the relationship between the coefficient of coefficient of colligation and the Yule's method of association. So Yule's coefficient of association. So Q, capital Q, is the Yule's coefficient of association, and gamma is the coefficient of colligation, and this is how they both are related. So I hope you have understood the different methods of studying the association. Thank you.